know this? I was born in 1999, May 24th. That's the 144th day of the year. So 144 hertz is supposed to represent the frequency that opens things. It's a beautiful frequency. When you start hearing music with that frequency, you're going to understand or be able to open up the way you think in a better manner. Calms down anxiety. It represents that. But another thing it represents is 12 times 12. And that's how I memorized it when I was a young kid going to Fannin Elementary. So eventually I'll let you guys have my Instagram. But I really don't want this to be about me. And I know I start off saying what my name is and what the number represents. But when you even look in the Bible, and this is a number that's in sacred geometry and other stuff, right? Obviously math immediately, but there's other stuff in it. And in the book of Revelations, this number comes up as not 144. It comes out as 144,000 or 1,440. But why is the zero attached to it? The zero was invented by India, right? An Indian mathematician was the one that came up with the first idea in mathematics of nothing, of the lack of. And what he did is he represented it with a hole. But circles come to mean a lot more in our lives than we seem to actually think about. And I feel like that's exactly how people are living their lives now. Just going in circles. Circles, circles, circles. Because we've come to create a life of comfort that's so suitable for the mind, where it doesn't have to do everything. But then you start reading articles, right? And then you start seeing the news. But then you start seeing it happen in your life. We all will die. I believe that in some way or another we do come back. Yesterday a friend of mine told me that I think maybe when we die we become a frequency. And I said, yeah, maybe. Because we understand that when we look at quantum, there's just an infinite amount of frequencies that are possible. Now, there's a condition to them. Right? The condition is you can't be the same frequency that already exists. Then you'll just be the same frequency and you might end up canceling each other out, or there is a possibility that you amplify each other. That's a 50-50 chance that y'all are gonna be willing to take. And the truth is this: you both end up becoming something completely different when you come together and you do still exist. It was a different amplitude, right? So, same frequency, but now you're just either going down further or going up higher. But you guys are working together. That's the difference. But it doesn't really change the frequency itself. You know what changes? The energy. This channel is called EmpireMealz for a reason. As I was growing up, I started to understand that this whole world was just a play of power. A game of who can acquire the most influence and power in this world. And money was really fast to convince people and motivate them to do things that they probably wouldn't really want to do. The story of Abraham, he grows up to be, I think, 80 years old before he moves out of his bed. The story of Buddha as well, right? He lived a life of luxury before he started to understand that maybe there was more to life than what he was coddled in, right? The stories are meant to give you an understanding that living a life of comfort is not going to bring you satisfaction and fulfillment. Never. So the thinking that comes to the mind is that the way I don't have to ever work in my life is if I make other people work for me. Why? Is that not slavery? Is that not subjugation? We have to learn to understand that what the mind wants is not what needs to be done. The heart bears with the mind. It bears with the mind until it cannot no more. The heart hates. That's what the heart does. It hates. It hates when it isn't growing, when it isn't getting better. It hates when it doesn't change. The heart loves change. There's a component missing in all of this. Because those two entities are selfish. And they only care about themselves. Throughout all of myths, all of religions, all of your teachings, oh, no way, bro. So I live in El Paso, Texas. I'm not gonna, maybe I'm gonna cut that shit out, right? Because, well, I don't know. There's a thing about privacy that I just don't understand too much, but we'll dive into that in another little video. Here I want to talk about the three aspects of life that people seem to neglect, and that's how they keep going in circles, right? Because that's what the first circle represents. We see life through two little circles, right? That's why we have two different perspectives of life, and we switch back and forth. It's a good perspective and a bad perspective. We think of it as good and evil. That was the tree that Adam and Eve ate from. But the mind and the heart are stupid as shit. They're really, really dumb. You have the soul. You have the soul. That's who you will be. That's your frequency. Your cells in your body, they must operate at certain frequencies as well. Everything within you operates at certain frequencies. But what are you? Right? Because you can dissect all of that, and we can figure out quantum interpretation one day. We could just destroy you and rebuild you. Right? This says no cloning. That's what they say. I love quantum. Quantum's what? Quantum's what? And maybe understand nothing is better. Right? That's zero that comes after. I told one of my professors one time, he's like, because he loves Einstein. He thinks Einstein was one of the most intelligent men in the world, and he's absolutely correct. He's absolutely correct. But there's also Newton. When he invented calculus, it was something that I used in one of the exams. I think I failed. But Newton invented calculus to be able to create operations that could help him solve for the physical phenomenon that he was observing, like gravity and other things like so. A lot of us are not feeding our souls anymore. That's why I want to create food for people that gives them fulfillment. The best thing that you could do after you eat my food is be like, yeah, that was fucking good. Or like, damn, I'm full. That's all I care about. I don't want to create handouts. I don't want life to be easy. Nah. But it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard. We're one of the most powerful societies ever created to this day. And we can't get our shit together, guys. We can't talk to each other. We can't live past all of that bullshit that's gonna happen. Because it will. Life just hits you with BS. Life itself would just do that. Nature, right, in a sense or another, or just circumstances that happen. Your choices might end up being the ones that kill you. Usually they are. But nature's after your ass too. And I alone can't fight nature. You alone can't fight nature. We need to come together. Now, aliens and stuff. We don't need that. We could do things without it. Religion, right? That's another one. We could do things without it, guys. You should follow a path where you follow a sense of of greater righteousness. That's all God is, greater righteousness. You should follow a path like that. But doesn't mean that you need to always be on the paths. What if I sometimes want to get down and get some gas? What if I want to get down and eat something? What if I want to get down and enjoy myself and live? There's things that need to be done in this life, and that's what God is here for. But what about us? What about your free will? What about each other? I don't wish for immortality. The gods envy the living. I wish for glory, greatness. And that's for everybody. I don't wish it for myself. I could be homeless if everybody is living correctly, right? That's hopefully what we can create a society out of. All love. My name is Javier Adrián Olivares. I hope that maybe I can create the symbol of the emperor. All love though.